First of all, I think that you have to recognize as an elected chief executive, whether it's governor or president or mayor, that a part of the job in doing something, getting something done, is to put together the coalition to get it done. In other words, if you try to get it done by just saying, you know, I'm a Democrat and I've got 51 votes in the state legislature, so that's how I'm going to get it done, that's just not doing the job. You're only doing a part of the job that goes with it, and you've got to do that. I've always had a different view of the legislative process. And that is that I came out of the business world to this. If you're governor, your direct power to do things is demonstrably less than it is as the CEO of a good-sized company. I mean, you can't spend any money without asking the legislature for it if it's outside the area. You have huge limitations on who you can hire and fire. There's a whole bunch of reasons for this. What is unparalleled is you have the bullet public. If you decide as governors to talk about K through 12 education for the first 6 months of the year, that's what will get talked about in the state. The chambers of commerce will talk about it, and the newspapers will write about it, TV will do stories, and you can make that happen. So I've always seen the power of the governor really as the power to persuade, the power to have the bullet pulpit to persuade, and that the way you get things done in the legislature is just go right around. My former legislative liaison was sitting down here in the audience and was probably crying at the extent to which I had done that. But you know, when I came into office, it was right at the end, as I succeeded Governor Don Sundquist, who some of you know, some of you probably don't, from out of state, who really had kind of gotten a lot of trouble in his last couple of years trying to pass an income tax, which he failed at doing and just made everybody mad. Just the whole thing was a disaster. And you sort of watch it and you say, you know, instead of making a case to the people in the state as to why something needed to change in the tax structure, he didn't do any of that. He just tried to do it by twisting arms in the legislature. And what happens is, you know, you get your arm twisted, but then you go back home and find out that people are there with pitchforks about the subject that you're talking about.